James and Mia met during their first year at college. They were both excited, but also a little nervous about living away from home for the first time. Since college life was expensive, they decided to live together in a small apartment nearby. They had never lived with anyone else before, so they didn't really know what to expect. But both were hopeful that this arrangement would make things easier and more fun. At first, James and Mia were just roommates. They shared the rent and bills, took turns cleaning the apartment, and sometimes ate dinner together. But they mostly kept to themselves. James liked to study late at night, and Mia preferred waking up early to get ready for her classes. Their daily schedules were very different, so their paths didn't cross much. They respected each other's privacy and space, and that made everything peaceful. James was a simple person. He didn't care much about changing his daily habits. His shower routine was quick and easy. He would use the same shampoo he had used since high school, and he never spent much time thinking about which soap to buy or how to take care of his skin. For him, showering was just something to get done fast so he could get on with his day. Mia, on the other hand, was very organized. She had a list of things to do every morning and evening. She liked her clothes neat and her bathroom clean. She also paid attention to small details, like using different shampoos and conditioners, and trying out new body washes that smelled good. At first, the differences between James and Mia didn't bother either of them. They were just roommates, after all, and each had their own way of doing things. But Mia's care and attention to small things made James a little curious. Sometimes, when he passed by the bathroom, he saw that Mia had neatly arranged her bottles on the shelf, lining them up by size and color. It looked different from the way he left his few products, which were usually scattered around. Mia seemed to enjoy her routines, and James admired that about her, even if he didn't want to change his own habits. The apartment was small but cozy. It had one bathroom, so James and Mia had to share it. They made a simple schedule for shower times so they wouldn't disturb each other. Usually, James would take his shower quickly in the morning before classes, and Mia would go later in the evening. This way, they had their own time and space. It worked well, and they didn't have any problems. In fact, they sometimes joked about how lucky they were to have such a smooth arrangement. James enjoyed the freedom of having his own space, but liked knowing Mia was close by. They both felt safe and comfortable living together. Over time, they talked more about their lives, their families, and their dreams. Mia wanted to become a teacher, and James dreamed of working in technology. Even though they were different in many ways, they shared a goal of finishing college and making a good future for themselves. One evening, after a long day of classes, James came home feeling tired. He went straight to the bathroom to take a quick shower and relax. As he opened the shower door, he noticed something strange. The shampoo and soap bottles were not where he usually left them. Instead, Mia had moved everything around. His old shampoo bottle was on a different shelf, and there were new bottles with bright labels he had never seen before. He was a little surprised, but didn't think much of it. Maybe Mia had cleaned the bathroom or decided to organize things in a new way. James took his shower as usual, but found himself wondering about the new soaps. They smelled fresh and different. After he finished, he asked Mia about it. She smiled and said she had bought some new products and thought it might be nice to try them together. James laughed and said it was okay as long as she didn't change everything. Mia promised she wouldn't. The next morning, James woke up and headed to the bathroom again. This time, he found a small sticky note on the mirror. It was from Mia. The note said, "Try this shampoo. It made my hair feel soft yesterday." James was amused. He didn't expect Mia to get involved in his shower routine, but at the same time, he felt curious. Maybe it was good to try new things. He decided to use the shampoo Mia suggested. After his shower, James noticed that his hair did feel different, softer and cleaner. He smiled and thought, maybe Mia knows something I don't. This little change made him feel more open to listening to Mia's ideas. Over the next few days, Mia left more notes, sometimes about shower tips or small suggestions like using a conditioner or changing the water temperature for better skin care. James found himself reading the notes and thinking about what Mia said. It was strange how something so small could make a difference. He even started looking at the shower products more carefully, wondering which ones might be better for him. He liked that Mia cared about these details, even if it was unusual for him. Mia noticed that James was trying her suggestions and she felt happy. It was a small way for them to connect. Even though they were just roommates, these little moments made their relationship grow closer. Mia didn't want to be bossy or controlling. She just liked helping and sharing things she thought were good. James appreciated that, but also wanted to keep his independence. Their shared bathroom started to feel more like a place where they could exchange ideas and care for each other. It wasn't just a practical space anymore. It was a spot where they learned small lessons about friendship and respect. For James, it was the start of a new experience, understanding that sometimes change could be good, even if it came from the most unexpected places. James and Mia still had a long way to go in their friendship, but the little changes in the shower routine were a sign that their lives were becoming more connected. What began as simple roommates sharing an apartment was slowly turning into something more meaningful. Every day brought small surprises. Mia would sometimes leave a new soap for James to try or share a funny story about her day while they both got ready in the morning. James found himself looking forward to these moments, even if they were quiet and simple. He realized that living with someone else meant sharing more than just space. It meant sharing parts of life. James never thought a shower routine could bring two people closer, but with Mia, it did. It was the beginning of a story about friendship, trust, and learning to open up. Little did James know that this small change in his daily life would lead to bigger changes in how he saw living with someone else. After a few days of trying out Mia's shampoo suggestion, James started noticing more changes in their shared bathroom. One morning, when he went to take a shower, he saw that Mia had rearranged the shower shelf again. His usual shampoo was moved to the back, and new bottles of body wash, conditioner, and even a small exfoliating scrub were lined up neatly at the front. Everything looked clean and organized, unlike before when James just kept whatever was left on the shelf. At first, James thought it was just Mia being neat and helpful, so he didn't say anything. But then, the next day, he found another sticky note on the mirror. This one was longer than the last. It read, "Try this body scrub once a week. It helps remove dead skin and makes you feel fresh." James smiled. He wasn't used to thinking about his skin or trying new products, but he was willing to give it a try because Mia seemed so sure about it. Curious, James used the body scrub that evening. It was a little strange at first, feeling the scrub on his skin, but it made his skin feel smoother after the shower. He was surprised and told Mia about it the next day. Mia's face lit up with happiness. She said, "See, taking care of yourself can be simple and nice." James liked how Mia was trying to help him feel better, even with small things. As the days went by, Mia's little changes in the bathroom routine became a regular thing. She would suggest new soaps, shampoos, or even new ways to dry hair. Sometimes she even brought over a waterproof speaker and played music while they showered. James found himself looking forward to the music because it made the shower time feel less rushed and more relaxing. But Mia didn't stop there. She started to take charge of organizing all the bathroom products. She bought new containers to keep things tidy and labeled them with small handwritten tags. James noticed that his old shampoo was now in a new bottle with a fancy label Mia had put on it. He laughed and asked her why she did that. Mia replied, "I just want everything to be easy to find and look nice." James realized she cared a lot about details, and even though it was a little unusual, it made the bathroom feel more welcoming. Sometimes James felt a little strange about how much Mia was involved in his shower routine. he was used to doing things his own way, without anyone's help. But Mia made it fun and interesting, so he didn't mind too much. He liked learning new things and trying new products. It was different from his usual simple life, and it made him feel like he was doing something good for himself. One day, after class, James came home to find that Mia had set up a little tray with new bath products on the bathroom counter. There were different soaps, lotions, and even a small bottle of essential oil. Mia said she thought it would be nice to try aromatherapy in the shower to help relax after a long day. James was surprised but decided to try it. He added a few drops of the oil to the shower and was amazed at the calming smell that filled the bathroom. It was a new experience for him, and he felt grateful that Mia had introduced him to something different. As Mia continued to take care of the bathroom space, James began to realize that her involvement was not just about cleanliness or routines. It was her way of caring and showing kindness. Mia wasn't trying to control him. She wanted to help him feel good and comfortable in their shared home. James appreciated this, and he started to pay more attention to the things Mia did for him and the apartment. One evening, James decided to thank Mia for all her help. He wrote a small note and left it on the bathroom mirror that said, "Thanks for making our bathroom a nicer place. I'm learning a lot from you." Mia smiled when she read it and told James she enjoyed sharing these little moments with him. Their friendship was growing stronger, and they both felt happy about it. However, as Mia took over more of the shower routine, James began to wonder where the line was between helpfulness and too much control. Sometimes he felt like he didn't have full freedom to do things his way anymore. But he didn't want to upset Mia or seem ungrateful, so he kept quiet. Instead, he tried to find small ways to keep some independence, like using his favorite towel or choosing which soap to use first. Mia noticed James sometimes looked unsure, but didn't say much. One day, she asked him gently, "Is everything okay? Do you like the changes I'm making?" James thought for a moment and said honestly, "I like most of it, but sometimes I miss doing things my own way." Mia listened carefully and smiled. She said, "I want us both to feel comfortable here. Let me know if I do too much, okay?" From that moment on, they began to communicate more openly about their shared space and routines. Mia understood that helping someone didn't mean taking over their life. James learned that it was okay to accept help when it felt right and to speak up when he wanted to keep some independence. Their relationship was no longer just about sharing an apartment. It was about understanding, caring, and growing together. The shower routine, which once seemed like a small and simple thing, became a way for them to connect and learn about each other. James found himself enjoying their time together more, even in the small moments of getting ready in the morning or relaxing after a busy day. He was glad that Mia had taken an interest in his life and that she wanted to share her routines with him. For Mia, helping James was a way to feel closer and to show kindness in a gentle way. The bathroom, once just a practical space, had become a place of friendship and trust. It was where James and Mia began to understand that living together meant more than sharing bills and chores. It meant sharing care and respect. Little by little, the simple act of showering became a symbol of their growing friendship. And, even though they were just roommates, James and Mia started to feel like they were something more. Something special was beginning between them, all because of a small change in the shower routine. As the days passed, Mia's involvement in the bathroom routine grew even more noticeable. What started as little suggestions and small changes became something bigger. She wasn't just rearranging bottles or leaving notes anymore. She was really taking charge of how things were done in the shared bathroom. James noticed this change, and sometimes he felt a mix of emotions about it. Every morning, when James went to take a shower, he found that Mia had set up new products in the shower area. There were new kinds of shampoo, conditioner, body wash, and even special scrubs and oils. All of these were neatly arranged, with labels or small notes explaining how to use them. Mia seemed excited about sharing these things, and James could C. She put a lot of effort into organizing everything. Mia also started introducing new habits during shower time. For example, she would suggest they take longer showers sometimes, so they could relax and enjoy the scents of the soaps and oils. She even brought a small waterproof speaker to play music, making the bathroom feel like a mini spa. James found this fun and relaxing, and he liked the idea of taking time for himself, which was different from his usual quick showers. But Mia's involvement went beyond just sharing products and ideas. She began to take responsibility for managing all the toiletries in the bathroom. She kept track of what they needed to buy and made shopping lists for new products. When something was finished, Mia would buy a replacement without even asking James. At first, James thought this was helpful and kind. It was nice not to worry about running out of soap or shampoo. One day, James came home to find that Mia had replaced his old shampoo with a new brand she chose herself. It was a bit surprising, because James had been happy with his shampoo before. He wondered if he should have been asked. But Mia said she thought the new shampoo was better and would make his hair healthier. James decided to trust her judgment and tried it. To his surprise, it did work well, and his hair felt softer and cleaner. James began to realize that Mia's care for the bathroom and the shower routine was more than just about cleanliness. It was her way of showing kindness and maybe trying to connect with him. Mia seemed to enjoy making the bathroom a nicer place and helping James feel good about himself. This made James appreciate her even more, but it also made him think about how much control Mia was taking over this part of his life. Sometimes James felt a little uncomfortable. He liked some of the changes, but other times he missed having the freedom to do things his own way. He enjoyed the new products and the relaxing music, but he didn't like feeling like he was losing control over something personal. Showering had always been his own simple routine, and now it felt like Mia was running the show. One evening, after a long day of classes, James came home feeling tired and just wanted to take a quick shower. But when he walked into the bathroom, Mia had arranged everything for a long, relaxing shower with candles and soft music. She smiled and said, "Tonight we take it slow. You'll love it." James smiled back, but inside, he wished he could. Just keep it simple sometimes. This moment made James realize he needed to talk to Mia about how he felt. He didn't want to hurt her feelings or seem ungrateful, but he wanted to have his own space in the bathroom routine. So, the next day, after dinner, he gently told Mia, "I really appreciate everything you do. The bathroom feels great, and I like trying new things. But sometimes, I want to keep my own way of doing things too." Mia listened carefully. At first, she looked surprised, but then she smiled softly. She said, "I didn't realize I was making you feel that way. I just wanted to help and make things better for both of us." James explained that he enjoyed the new products and music, but he wanted to feel free to choose how long or short his shower would be and which products to use. They talked openly for a while, sharing their feelings. Mia said she understood and promised to be more careful about not taking over. James felt relieved. He was glad Mia cared enough to listen and wanted to find a balance that worked for both of them. After that conversation, things changed. Mia still helped with the bathroom, but she gave James more space to decide what he wanted. Sometimes Mia would suggest trying new things, but she always asked first. James felt more comfortable and happy. Their friendship grew stronger because of this honest talk. They learned that sharing a home wasn't just about dividing bills or chores, but about understanding each other's needs and respecting boundaries. James realized that even small things like a shower routine could teach important lessons about communication and trust. James also began to enjoy some of the new routines Mia introduced. He liked the feeling of taking a longer shower with nice scents and music, and he found it relaxing after busy days. But he also appreciated that he could keep his own habits when he wanted to. Mia, for her part, felt happy that James was open to trying new things, but also respected his wishes. She didn't want to control him, but to support him as a friend. Their bathroom became a place of friendship and care, a small part of their daily lives that showed how much they trusted each other. Over time, Mia's influence on James's shower routine became less about control and more about sharing. They started to pick out products together and talk about what they liked. Sometimes they even made shopping trips to buy new things for the bathroom, turning it into a fun activity. James never imagined that something as simple as a shower routine could bring them closer, but it did. It helped them learn about kindness, respect, and the importance of listening. They found a balance where both could feel comfortable and cared for. James and Mia's relationship was no longer just roommates living together. They had become friends who supported each other in small but meaningful ways. The bathroom routine was just one example of how they learned to live together with respect and care. Even though Mia took over much of the shower routine, it wasn't because she wanted to control James. It was because she cared about him and wanted to share good habits and moments. James understood this better now and felt grateful for her kindness. As they continued living together, James and Mia found joy in the little things, sharing stories while getting ready, laughing over silly mistakes, and learning new ways to take care of themselves. The shower routine was no longer a chore or a point of tension, but a symbol of their growing friendship and trust. After James and Mia talked about their feelings, things seemed to get better for a while. Mia gave James more space in the bathroom, and James tried to enjoy the new routines Mia suggested without feeling pressured. But as time went on, the small changes in their shower routine started to create a few moments of tension. Even though they cared about each other, living together and sharing personal spaces was not always easy. One morning, James woke up feeling a little stressed because he had an important exam at college. He went to the bathroom to take a quick shower before heading out. But when he got there, Mia had already set up a new shower routine again. There were new bottles on the shelf, fresh towels folded neatly, and even a shower playlist ready to play on the speaker. Mia was humming softly while arranging everything. James felt a little frustrated. He wanted to get ready quickly and quietly, not have a long, relaxing shower with music and special soaps. He missed the simplicity he used to have where he could just step in, wash up, and leave. He didn't say anything at that moment because he didn't want to upset Mia. Instead, he quietly used the products Mia put out and tried to focus on the day ahead. Later that day, when Mia came back home, James decided it was time to be honest. Again. He sat down with Mia in the living room and said, "Mia, I know you want to help and make things nice, but sometimes I feel like I don't have control over my own routine. It's not about the products or the music. It's about feeling like I can choose what I want to do." Mia listened quietly. She looked a little sad, but nodded her head. "I didn't realize it was making you feel that way. I thought I was helping, but maybe I went too far." She took a deep breath and said, "I guess I just wanted us to feel closer. When I help you with things like the shower routine, it feels like we're sharing more than just an apartment." James smiled softly. "I get that. I want us to be close too. But sometimes, I just need my own space and to do things my own way. It's nothing against you." Mia nodded again, understanding more clearly now how important personal space was for James. That conversation was a turning point. They both realized that while sharing a home meant sharing many things, it was also important to respect each other's boundaries. Mia didn't want to control James's life, and James didn't want to lose the small freedoms he valued. After that talk, Mia made an effort to step back a little. She still cared for the bathroom space and helped keep it clean, but she asked James before making any big changes. She let him decide how long or short his showers would be and which products to use. James felt more comfortable and happier. However, even with the new understanding, some moments of tension still appeared. Sometimes Mia would forget and rearrange things, or James would feel the urge to do things his old way without telling. Mia. These little moments showed that living together was a learning process. They were figuring out how to balance friendship, kindness, and respect. One evening after dinner, Mia shared something she had been feeling. She said, "James, I know I can be a little too involved sometimes, but I want you to know that it's because I care. I don't want to just be your roommate. I want to be someone you can trust and count on." James felt touched by her words. He said, "I feel the same, Mia. We're more than just roommates. We're friends." They talked late, into the night, sharing their thoughts and feelings. Mia told James how she sometimes felt lonely and wanted to feel closer to someone. James admitted that living away from home was harder than he expected, and having Mia's support meant a lot to him. From that night on, their friendship deepened. They still shared the bathroom, but now it was with respect and understanding. Mia didn't take over the shower routine anymore. Instead, they sometimes shared small moments, like picking out a new soap together or laughing over a silly mistake with the shampoo. James also learned to speak up more when something didn't feel right, and Mia learned to listen without feeling hurt. Their communication improved, making their home a more peaceful and happy place. This part of their story showed that friendship wasn't always easy. It required honesty, patience, and sometimes difficult conversations, but it also brought them closer and helped them grow as people. Through the challenges in their shared bathroom routine, James and Mia discovered important lessons about trust and respect. They learned that caring for someone didn't mean controlling them, and that love and friendship thrived best with freedom and kindness. Their relationship was no longer just about living together. It was about building a bond based on understanding and support. The small struggles they faced were part of their journey, making their friendship stronger. James thought about how much he had changed since meeting Mia. He was more open to new ideas and better at expressing his feelings. Mia felt happier knowing she could be herself and still have James's trust. Together, they looked forward to the future, knowing that no matter what happened, they would face it with honesty and care. The shower routine was no longer a battle or a problem. It was a symbol of their growing friendship and the balance they had found. After the honest talk between James and Mia, their relationship began to change in a good way. They both understood each other better and learned how to share their home with respect and care. The bathroom, which had been a small source of tension, became a place of cooperation and friendship. James felt more relaxed, knowing that Mia wouldn't change things without asking him first. He enjoyed trying some of the new products Mia introduced, but he also appreciated that he could keep his own routines when he wanted to. Mia, in return, felt happy that James trusted her and was open to sharing small moments together. Over time, they found a good balance between sharing and giving each other space. Mia stopped taking control of the shower routine and instead invited James to decide what they would use and how they would organize the bathroom. They worked as a team. Sometimes they shopped together for new soaps, shampoos, or bath products, turning what had been a source of stress into a fun activity. One day, James surprised Mia by setting up a little corner in the bathroom with her favorite scented candles and soft towels. Mia smiled brightly when she saw it. She told James, "This is so thoughtful. Thank you." It was a small gesture, but it showed how much their friendship had grown. Both of them cared about making their shared space comfortable for each other. Their friendship deepened beyond just sharing an apartment. They talked more about their dreams, hopes, and even fears. Mia shared stories about her family and her plans to become a teacher. James talked about his love for technology and the goals he wanted to achieve. They supported each other through tough times like exams and personal challenges, and they celebrated small victories together. One afternoon, they decided to have a small party in their apartment to celebrate finishing a difficult semester. They invited a few friends over, cooked food together, and laughed until late at night. James thought about how far they had come since the first day they became roommates. What had started as a practical arrangement had turned into a meaningful friendship. Sometimes James remembered how surprised he had been when Mia first took over his shower routine. At the time, it felt strange and even a little uncomfortable, but now he saw it as the beginning of something special. Mia's care, attention, and willingness to share had opened a door for both of them to connect. They learned important lessons about communication and boundaries. They saw that sharing a home wasn't always easy, but it was worth the effort. Living together meant learning how to listen, understand, and respect each other's feelings. James and Mia's story showed that even small things, like a shower, routine, can teach big lessons about friendship and trust. It wasn't about the products or the schedule. It was about how they treated each other and worked together. As they continued to live together, James and Mia became more than just roommates. They became close friends who cared deeply for each other's happiness and well-being. Their apartment became a safe space where both could be themselves and grow. James looked forward to the days ahead, knowing that whatever challenges came their way, they would face them with honesty, kindness, and respect. Mia felt grateful to have someone like James by her side, someone who understood her and shared her journey. The bathroom, once just a place for quick showers, had become a symbol of their friendship. It reminded them of how important it was to listen, communicate, and find balance. It showed them that caring for someone meant more than just actions. It meant understanding and love. Their story was proof that even in the smallest moments of life, there can be connection and growth. They had started as two strangers sharing an apartment, but through patience and kindness, they had built a friendship that would last. And so, James and Mia continued their journey side by side, ready for whatever life would bring. Together, they learned that the best relationships are built on respect, trust, and the simple act of caring.